In the letter, a suspicious substance that, it was alerted that the hazmat team came here to try to figure out what that substance is. It's still unclear if it was mailed to her or if the package had been hand delivered. But what we do know now is that Bangor police have not yet tested the substance to find out exactly what it is.
The local hazmat team and our local fire department, working with federal authorities and the U.S. Capitol Police, as well as this investigation moves forward, working alongside of those agencies to make sure that we can get this done and get it done right.
Senator Collins, as you mentioned, was not home at the time. She was actually in D.C. after spending a weekend with family up in Caribou. She is, though, en route back to D.C. right now. Her husband, Tom, was home at the time, as you already said. Bangor police are the responding agencies, but they're actually not going to take the lead on this investigation. It's going to be handed over to the U.S. Capitol Police, who are going to be here on scene to continue investigating. Now, of course, this is an extremely developing story. We're going to be here on the scene all night, bringing you the latest as soon as we have it. That's both on air and online. For now, reporting live in Bangor, I'm Samantha Sugarman. Lee and Lindsay, back to you in the studio.
All right, Sam, thank you very much. You can see the hazmat team behind Samantha during that shot. So obviously something they're taking very seriously. The possible threat to Senator Collins is just the latest fallout from the intense emotional battle over the Kavanaugh nomination to the Supreme Court.
Yeah, contentious time for the senator. Let's bring in News Center Maine's Don Kerrigan, who's been following this very closely leading up to that contentious vote.
Right. This may be a sad reflection, Lindsay and Lee, of the times that we're in. Times when anger continues to boil in rallies and online, and when there are fears that it could boil over into true violence. This, of course, the whole Kavanaugh nomination was an intensely controversial situation. Senator Collins herself had said that this was the most intense and emotional vote she ever had to make, and there have been some others. But in the Trump era, with so much partisan anger at the president, with a midterm election coming up, the Kavanaugh nomination has been a source of tremendous anger against Republicans, and maybe as much as any of them against Senator Collins. Women's activist groups claimed her vote for Kavanaugh was a betrayal. Senator Collins had to get security in Washington because of an incident that happened outside of her home there. And outside her home in Bangor, after the vote, state police stood guard for several days to make sure that nothing happened. And even though conservative groups since the vote have praised Senator Collins for her action, the anger continues, and there continues to be comments online, protests, all of that sort of thing. And obviously, we don't know whether this was a real, a true threat or just an implied one. It may not matter in a case like this, that we're in a situation where the anger over something like a Supreme Court vote prompts people to go this far.
Right, and Bangor police reiterating that there is no threat to the public at this time, but we'll continue to keep you updated. Don, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
So the campaign advertising machine is in overdrive as we get closer here to the midterm elections, and there's one spot in the mix now that you've likely seen. Thanks Senator Collins for her support of Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh. His confirmation to the High Court nearly derailed by accusations of sexual misconduct.
Tonight we're verifying whether that ad was paid for with so-called dark money, something Senator Collins has strongly criticized, and we examined whether there's anything elected officials can do like Senator Collins, and if they can do anything about it.
Senator Collins thoughtfully reviewed Judge Kavanaugh's judicial record.
This ad thanks Senator Susan Collins for her support of now Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh. But was it paid for with so-called dark money?
The term dark money is somewhat of a slang terminology.
To verify, our source is former state Senator Phil Harriman, a News Center Maine political analyst. Under federal law, certain nonprofit organizations, trade associations, and unions can contribute money to a political action committee without revealing the source of the funding, such as individual donors.
And they are free to infiltrate the airwaves with whatever message they want.
In this case, the Judicial Crisis Network, a 501c4 advocacy organization, recently rolled out this ad thanking Senator Collins for being a reasonable voice in Washington. According to the Washington Post, it poured at least $5.3 million into its pro-Kavanaugh advertising campaign. But tracing every individual donor is difficult, and Harriman says that's on purpose.
Sure it is, yeah. Until Congress passes a law that says all political type activities, whether to influence an election or to support or criticize a vote taken by a member of Congress, that those dollars have to be revealed, it's going to continue.
So, was the ad paid for with dark money?
Yes, I would say it is dark money. I'm sure it was not coordinated with Senator Collins' office in this case, but this is a very common political expenditure in which the people who are actually funding these political action committees are not reviewed.
But Senator Collins has gone on the record blasting dark money groups, even if it is meant to support her. In a statement to News Center Maine, her communications director says, quote, Senator Collins is against dark money, period.
So as an elected official who is against dark money, what can be done about it? Harriman says elected officials can sponsor a bill that would become law to require these types of contributions to become public information. But passing a bill that passes constitutional muster would be a challenge. That's because in the Citizens United case, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that political spending is a form of protected speech under the First Amendment, and the government may not keep corporations or unions from spending money to support or oppose candidates. We reached out to Senator Collins' spokeswoman again today, asking if the senator had asked the Judicial Crisis Network to stop running that thank you ad, to which we are still waiting a response. And we should remind you now that News Center Maine is hosting a gubernatorial candidate forum this week. It's the latest installment in our Voice of the Voter forums. Maine's gubernatorial candidates will take your questions Wednesday night, and I'll be looking for them using the hashtag MEGovDebate. And that's again Wednesday night. It airs right here on News Center Maine at 7 o'clock.
Well, last I saw, Thursday was going to be like 11 degrees. So Wednesday night, I will be inside watching the debate, sending you questions, Lindsay, using that hashtag.
Thank you.
And my questions will be basically about Keith. Is there a separate hashtag for that? Or?
You don't want to know.
We can work on that.
There is.
Those are questions I don't want answers to.
Medium secrets is the hashtag. Yeah. By the way, have you turned your heat on yet, Lee?
No.
As a dad?
Nope.
Yeah. Lindsay,
No.
see, I knew
You
Lindsay
did?
would.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, it's so early.
That's actually kind of shocking because your house.
So early.
He was shaking.
No.
Your house is so new, Lindsay. You
Halloween
don't
at
need
the
to heat
earliest. I go try to make it to Thanksgiving, but Halloween is the basic.
Sounds
you can't never before Halloween.
Inhumane. All right, we got quite a few showers out there today. Started with sunshine, but the day fell apart fast, and now most of the state seeing at least light to moderate shower activity. There's more back off to the west than the front back here through the middle part of New York State. That's going to come through tonight, so we may actually see a few downpours later this evening as everything comes on through. Temperatures in the 50s, 40s in the mountains, so it's a cold rain and a little mixing in the high terrain late tonight certainly can't be ruled out as that front tries to come through. Wind gusts right now, 20 to 25 miles an hour. I'm showing you this because we've got a wind advisory, high wind watch for tomorrow. Once that front comes through, winds will turn out of the north and west and get pretty nasty through the middle of the day tomorrow. So wind advisory is the kind of lighter of the two over down East Maine and into the mountains. The high wind warning is for northern Maine, and that's where wind speeds could be in excess of 50 miles an hour up to 55 miles an hour again through the middle of the day tomorrow. So we'll take a look at that a little bit more in depth in just a few minutes. Hour by hour forecast showing you the showers and again a few downpours through around midnight tonight. Tomorrow morning is a good looking morning, but it's cool. Temperatures only in the 40s and low 50s in the middle of the day, and the winds will be brisk out of the northwest, 30 miles an hour along the coastline, and again up to 50 to 55 in the mountains. All right, Lee, we talked about this before. It's kind of a every other day pattern here, so you might want to pay attention. Notes, which days will be
what? Huh? Yeah. What do you say?
You already know it's going to be cool, so I'm actually proud of you.
I pay attention. When I'm on vacation, I have time to pay attention.
Welcome back, by the way. All right, some more news now. A massive 4-alarm fire in Mechanic Falls is still smoldering more than a day after flames and explosions destroyed the old Markle Mill. Investigators from the State Fire Marshal's office have not been able to start their search for a cause because firefighters are still putting out flames in hot spots. The mill stopped producing paper years ago, but still had 4 businesses and 2 apartments inside. Everyone made it out of the mill safely, but 2 families living there have lost everything. And we will have much more on this story ahead on News Center Maine at 5:30 and 6.
It's from the good news, bad news file. Good news, great win for the Patriots last night against the Chiefs. Bad news, just a really bad look by one Patriot fan in particular. With 3:15 left to play, Chief quarterback Patrick Mahomes found Tyreek Hill. This is a 70, well, I guess we can get to that. The 75-yard catch and run resulted in a touchdown to tie the game at 40, but multiple fans were giving Hill the middle finger, and then the identified fan now shook his beer bottle at Hill, resulting in the beer being splashed onto him. The Patriots are taking action against that fan who splashed beer onto the Kansas City wide receiver, and he has been banned from all future events at Gillette Stadium. He's also been charged with disorderly conduct, and that is not enough. Okay. They should be doing more to him, but at least we're doing that.
You're going to leave it there.
I'm just going to let it go. So, there you go. All right, so this is a story that we were talking a lot about for quite some time. Lobsters getting high before they get dropped into a boiling pot. Well, guess what? There's a new twist to that story coming up.
Plus, it can be really expensive having children. I wouldn't know, but this guy would.
What?
We'll show you how there is help for one of the costliest expenses to new parents. Everybody, so a lot of you guys weighing in on Senator Susan Collins' breaking news. I've been kind of combing through your comments as I have a moment. Rebecca says, I don't care if you agree with Senator Collins or not. Any physical threat is just wrong. Morals matter. Again, we have not confirmed that this is a threat related to her vote supporting Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh. However, we do know that there have been threats in recent history towards her for that topic. Deborah says her gray hair is a little grayer today after that Patriots game.
Yesterday was a stressful day. Stressful and yet very rewarding night for Boston sports fans.
And Joe Clay did get to see his first Patriots game from inside Gillette, so that was very exciting.
Very cool, yes. I always love it when the kids get to go for the first time.
Clarence says it is threats. Come on now. I'm not condoning either, but so much selective outrage. How can you not? I mean, that is what it appears to be, but we just don't know at this time. I've covered plenty of suspicious, not plenty, but I've covered several suspicious bomb package, whatever, threats in Pickering Square, at the federal buildings in Bangor, years ago. So you just never know. These things do happen. They bring in that hazmat robot. So Sean, actually, he says the senator's home is being threatened and they use this as an opportunity to run a political hit piece. I will say we decided to do that Verify story yesterday after getting a question from questions from some viewers asking about it. So that's why we did that. What'd you say?
Do you need your stool? Oh, I think Jeff bought it for you.
Thanks, Jeff.
No, there isn't. Excuse me? Did they not do two of them? They do grids in between. That's all that matters.
20.
No, we're not trying to do two. No, this is too much.
Sure.
So how many? Charlotte Gill, the owner of the legendary Charlotte's Lobster Pound in Southwest Harbor, says she is moving forward with her plan to get lobsters high. We told you about this a few weeks ago. The Maine Lobster Shack owner made international headlines when she announced back in September that she had been experimenting with calming lobsters before they're boiled with THC, which is one of the main ingredients in marijuana.
Gill tells us today that she now hopes to have her special lobsters available for sale by mid-November in time for the holidays. Gill plans to offer pre-registration to those interested by the end of this month at the restaurant's website. And until then, she says she's taking this additional time in order to far exceed any testing requirements the state or federal government might request of her.
All right, this time of year, it is important to remember to watch out for critters, right? It seems like they're everywhere, especially when it gets dark. Well, the Wells Police Department is taking to Instagram today, warning people of a mama bear and her 3 cubs that are moving through the area.
Don't want to mess with mama bear. They were seen last night between Minuteman Drive and Perry Oliver. Please secure your trash, your bird feeders, and those barbecue grills.
Alrighty, still to come. How much money do parents spend on diapers? The answer might surprise you.
And our big weather baby. I'm sure maybe your words, not mine. Whose words are these?
I may have written that.
Okay, yeah. Keith Carson's back with his full forecast coming up. Is that Drake?
What just happened over there?
Is that Drake, Keith?
There's a lot going on with that.
It's an SNL. You would appreciate it. They'll send it to you. This song is called Diaper Money.
Diaper life?
Diaper Money.
Diaper money? You would appreciate this, Keith. One of Clay's friends from college.
Yeah, I should have written it in there. Yeah, it's in there. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a tag. Okay, yeah.
One of Clay's friends from college. Okay.
Okay.
I feel like Bill doesn't care about our conversation.
I know. You would appreciate what they do. Instead of doing like our baby is 3 months old, they have like funny rap quotes that go with it. So the first one was when he was like a few weeks old, they had like the weeks old number, and then it was like a picture of all his rolls. And the little board said, "They see me rolling, they hating." And then the one today was, I got my mommy on my, no, I got my mommy on my mind and my mind on my mommy. Yeah. And then, yeah.
The only thing is,
and he's on his back and it's like laid back.
I'm going to offend many parents, probably including
yeah.
me.
I like that too. Yes, Anastasia,
I don't get
we
the
are
like,
aware.
here's them at
This
8 weeks with the
is
thing that said 8
behind the
weeks.
scenes
Here's them at 9 weeks with the thing that
version
said
of
9 weeks. Like,
so
it's
while
like
the
kind
people
of
at home are watching
self-important.
the
Like,
commercial,
yeah.
you.
Right.
Like,
I can understand like photographing it for your own archives.
Sure. I get tons
sure.
of pictures of Luca.
Yeah.
Like when he's a year, we might do here's him in a year. But certainly we haven't done like
Yeah.
week by week.
Yeah. For the world to see.
To behind the scenes.
Do you want to? What do you want to do?
Jabbar, I like that. I like those logos too. I was there Saturday. It was nice. How about?
We want to do the take a guess part. Or
no? Why don't you do?
Okay.
Go through the Caribbean.
Okay.
So you do the first 2. You start it and then do the first 2.
Okay.
And then I'll pick it up here.
Okay.
Is that cool?
So you'll do Disney?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right after you say Caribbean.
I'm sorry this didn't work out. I feel so bad.
It's all good.
I can't believe it, guys. It's getting dark out now at this time.
Until the clocks go back.
I know. Remember when I started with you all? It was dark like this?
Yeah, I mean, a couple weeks, it's going to be 4:17, and it's going to be pitch black out.
Yeah. Guys, I've almost been here for 1 year. All right, take a guess what costs roughly the same as 235 pumpkin spice lattes from Starbucks, or 6 luxurious days on a cruise ship traveling through the Caribbean,
or even 9 day passes to the Disneyland Park in Anaheim, California. The answer, 1 year's worth of diapers for 1 child, or about $900.
So we have our diaper closet.
Carly Efron is the Director of Family Services at the Jewish Community Alliance of Portland. The JCA has had a food pantry for many years, but just recently added a diaper pantry after one client expressed the need and many other clients echoed the same.
That was the consistent message we heard was, I don't have enough diapers to get through the month. I don't have enough diapers to get my kid to daycare. I'm missing work. I'm borrowing money from neighbors and friends. I'm leaving my child in a diaper longer than I probably should.
In its first year, the pantry handed out 16,000 diapers. In this, the end of year number 3, more than 300,000 diapers will be distributed, thanks in part to a partnership with the National Diaper Bank Network and partnering with 15 agencies across the state.
If you don't have money, like if you run out your money or like the low income, helps so much.
For people like Jocelyn Pierce, the diaper bank is crucial since there is no other way to get help for such a basic necessity of parenting.
For a lot of people, they just assume, oh, diapers are covered by some other sort of assistance program in the state. And it's not. There are no assistance programs in the state of Maine that support families with diaper need.
The JCA hosts one of only 2 diaper pantries in the state. The second one is in Machias. Providing diapers is the physical item that people come away with when they leave the pantry, but there is so much more actually received.
They do many things for me. I don't call like a pantry. I never use this word. I use like family.
For more information on how you can benefit from or contribute to that diaper pantry, just go to www.mainejewish.org. And one of the other things that we were talking about to help lower the costs of diapers for families, there's a luxury tax on diapers. When you buy diapers, you are hit with a luxury tax as well. So obviously if that was maybe removed or something to help make diapers a little bit more affordable.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's a luxury, huh?
Apparently diapers
Another way you can
are a luxury.
cut down is have less than 17 children.
Also,
that does help.
Well, they're not all in diapers, Keith.
That's true.
Yeah.
Their
father might be in diapers, but they are not.
Once they get on diapers, you'll be in diapers.
Exactly.
That's how
There's a joke here.
That's how it works. All right. Yeah, adult diapers are a whole different scenario there. All right. Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Leah, I want you to know that she took up your mantle of dad jokes while you weren't here.
I know.
She
it's
did.
true.
Very
I'm so
strongly.
proud.
It's true.
All right, we got showers statewide right now. It turned pretty nasty after a nice start to the day. Fell apart quickly, though. And another round of showers back here across upstate New York. This will be a little bit heavier later on tonight, coming down with a few downpours probably between 10 and midnight tonight. Temperatures, no surprise, not that warm. In the 50s along the coastline, 40s in the mountains, and a little bit of high elevation mixing tonight is not out of the question, and it won't be for the rest of the week, really, as temperatures will be cool overnight. So any precip that moves through will be mixing with some snowflakes there. Forecast lows, 40s along the coastline, 30s in the mountains. A lot of this will happen after midnight when we clear and temperatures drop really quickly. So here's your hour-by-hour forecast. Again, here we are at 10 o'clock in the 60s, and showers and some heavy downpours come through. And then watch those temperatures drop quickly by tomorrow morning. So it's really more like 5, 6 in the morning, you get down to the 30s and 40s. And then tomorrow is a bright but very blustery day. And we'll talk more about the winds in a second. But they'll be possibly damaging across northern Maine, but breezy everywhere. So with temperatures only in the 40s and low 50s and gusty winds, it'll feel pretty cool out. So Tuesday's a bright day, though. And then Wednesday, we get partly cloudy with a couple of showers coming in through Wednesday afternoon. And again, mixing with some snow in the higher terrain Wednesday afternoon through Wednesday night. We reset and see another decent but breezy day on Thursday. So we're kind of on this every other plan where we see one nice day and then one day with precipitation. High wind warning across northern Maine, wind advisory for down east and into the mountains. Wind gusts across northern Maine will be up to 50 to 55 miles an hour. In fact, when you look at this European model, it's kicking out some upper 40s to low 50s for wind gusts. And by that, I think it'll be quite breezy. So if nothing else, it's the end of foliage season across northern Maine and the mountains, as those winds will rip it right off the trees. It stays breezy through tomorrow afternoon and then settles down. As I mentioned, an active pattern. You can see the cycles here where Tuesday is a good looking day. Here's a couple of showers on Wednesday. Thursday is a decent looking day. Thursday night into Friday, we've got a little shower activity, and perhaps again into Saturday. So we're not going to get these stretches of 3-4 days in a row with nice weather. And again, a little coating in the mountains. Guys, Cannon Mountain and parts of Vermont saw legitimate snow over the weekend. You know, legitimate, like not 6 inches, but, you know, a dusting. It was on the ground. So it's overly. It's all over. And the weekend looks decent at this point. But again, watch the windy conditions. And look at Thursday, for example. Even along the coast, your high temperature on Thursday is in the 40s overnight.
It hurts.
20s. So hard freeze.
Right. I'm not going to make it to Thanksgiving. I'm not going to make it to Halloween now. I'm going to have to
you
turn
might not
the
make
heat
it
on.
this week.
Yeah. Did we break the record last week? I'm sorry to say I wasn't.
What was the record?
Remember we were trying to get one more day over the...
We didn't get it.
We really didn't?
No, it was warm. It got to 84, but dew point was 68. I know.
So the record's still what, 2016?
The record for latest one, yep.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed in
I know,
that.
sorry.
Actually, I got to go home.
All right. Well, before you do, let's take a look at some Snapchats that you guys posted
it's
today.
starting to get so beautiful outside. Check this out.
Speak the truth.
The corn maze in Minot. Where are you? I don't do those. I can't. It makes me nervous. Like I would
know.
never come out.
I'm right there with you. So lost. Okay, now
This I can
I'm
do.
not lost.
No, this looks. That's my house. Is that my house? I feel like that's my house. We had 14 teenagers come over after homecoming on Saturday night, and that's what my living room looked like.
Yeah,
Times
all
a
the
lot.
candy.
Yeah.
Okay, get an apple tree. They said it will be fun. They said.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Look at the apples everywhere.
Oh, look at that wheelbarrow.
Wow.
Full. I bet the
my
deer
daughter went apple
love
picking
that.
for the first time on Friday with her school as a field trip. She had the time of her life.
Oh, that's
It's
so sweet. Good memories. Thanks, guys, for snapping us. And remember, use the hashtag That's So Maine, and we'll get them on the air as well. All right, a lot more news coming up on News Center Maine at 5:30. Cindy Williams has a preview. Hey, Cindy.
Hi, guys. The former head of Maine's Department of Health and Human Services and former candidate for governor in the Republican primary has just gotten a job with the Trump administration. Coming up on News Center at 5:30, we're going to see what position Mary Mayhew has landed in Washington. Plus, you know, Sears stores are just everywhere all over the country, but that retail giant is filing for bankruptcy after years of struggling financially. We'll tell you if any Sears or Kmarts are going to be closing in Maine as a result of that, all coming up in the next half hour. Back to you.
Cindy, thanks so much. You know what you went 1 week without?
Brain drops.
Yes. Are you ready for it?
I really am.
All right.
I missed it.
We're back after this.
So much.
Like brain drops. Anastasia, welcome. I think it might be your first time watching, but you're right. This is a behind the scenes. So you'll see the show, but then you'll also see us during commercial break. So you'll see like as we're getting stuff together at the last minute, we try to keep our conversations going, but you're right. We're rolling, and sometimes we forget, but thanks for joining us.
A lot of you are weighing in about the diapers and just saying that cloth diapers would help with that, and that is true, and that is something that a lot of people do use. The problem that they find is when, if they have to drop their children off at a kind of a daycare, they don't generally do cloth diapers. They're not going to clean them for you and so forth, so you do need regular diapers, if you would, for that. But,
Keith, Cora is very upset about your suit jacket tonight.
And James, it doesn't make a difference. It's just that's the pantry is at the Jewish Community Alliance. It's not a Jewish diaper pantry. I think we were just kind of like abbreviating to try to get everything into the of the story. But no, you definitely don't have to be Jewish to benefit from it or to help out in it. That just happens to be the physical location of it. If that makes sense.
Cora, it is not a Christmas tie. Spoiler.
But Cora, that is a great comment about Keith getting a jacket that fits.
Can I see that piece of paper?
Yeah.
I support that message.
Oh, nice.
Alrighty.
All right, I actually want your opinion today, guys.
Uh-oh, we have to talk.
Basque in that idea. It's a rare one. Christmas and flowers. Yeah, I mean,
It's flowers, floral.
Far away, though it could be Christmas presents or Santa Claus. I can see that. I can see that.
Coat problems again. Coat probs.
Coat
That's what Cora
probs.
says.
Oh, it
You
happens.
got 99 problems, but your coat's not one of them. Yeah.
I don't understand. You can button it, and there's still wiggle room. It's not like you're busting at the seams.
I think I'm just getting too swole. Ryan, did you see they added 8 new pieces of equipment at World Gym and they made a big deal out of it?
Wait, what was the term you just said?
They're
Swole?
like, we're closed. Get more swole.
What's that mean? Like jacked? Swole? Spell that.
You never heard that before?
No, I just learned something.
SWOLE.
There's your brain drop.
Swole.
Just look it up. It's a real thing.
I believe you. I'm going to take your word for it. Just living up to my name.
All right.
Mom.
All right. I want your opinion today, and as we noted during the commercial break, that's rare. But today's brain drops is just about. This article is interesting, Popular Science. It talks about what it would take for humans to move underground. And so just scroll down a little bit, Isaac, if we can. The idea is that we've gone through this in civilization in short spurts of time, but we've never tried to have our whole civilization underground. So what if we ruin the Earth too much, like we're kind of doing anyways?
Are you watching American Horror Story? Is this why we're doing this?
I'm not watching that season.
This is the plot of American Horror Story.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm behind him in the witch one still.
Okay. That's my favorite one.
So my opinion, what I want to ask you guys is, if we did something terrible to this planet, would you rather move to another planet or move underground?
Underground.
To this planet.
Another planet.
Yeah. So So one of the considerations they talk about that's hard to quantify is the long-term effect of not actually seeing the sun. Yeah. So we can grow plants underground with the right light, but we can't produce vitamin D for our bodies, and there might be some cognitive, physiological effects to it. So we could technically do it, but how would it feel? I think I'm with Lee on this one. I think I'd rather go to another planet.
Keith and I are already on our own
planet. But what if you have to wear? It's true.
Yeah.
What would we call it?
I don't know.
There's a joke, and I'm not taking it. Let's just get out of here.
We call it Swole. Planet Swole.
New Center Main at 5:30. Starts now. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Oh my God, Keith, that's literally the plot of American Horror.